You know that device in your pocket? The one you might actually be watching this on right now? Well, it has a secret life. Seriously, a hidden story that stretches all the way across the globe, full of these epic journeys and, believe it or not, a surprisingly dramatic ending. So let's pull back the curtain and see what's really going on. I mean, have you ever really thought about it? We use them every single day, right? They're practically extensions of our hands. But we almost never stop to ask, where did this thing actually come from? And maybe more importantly, where does it go when we're done with it?
Today, that's the story we're going to uncover. We're going to follow the life cycle of a smartphone. Think of it like its biography. And this story starts deep inside the Earth, and, well, for most of these devices, it ends up in a very different kind of hole in the ground.
Okay, so the first chapter in our phone's biography is a one-way street. It's just a straight line, and it's the way we've made pretty much everything for the last century or so. It's called the linear economy.
The concept itself is super simple. Take, make, waste. We take materials from the planet, we make something cool out of them, and when we're finished with it, we just toss it. Now, this model has fueled some incredible progress for sure, but it's built on a pretty shaky assumption that we have endless resources and endless space for our trash. And as we're all starting to realize, that's just not true.
So this journey from a mine all the way to your pocket, it really is a one-way street. It kicks off with extracting all these raw materials, then it goes through this unbelievably complex global manufacturing process, gets shipped all over the world to land in a store near you. And after we use it for a few years, that whole incredible journey just stops. For most devices, the final stop is a landfill. And that's it. Story's over. And this is where the plot takes a pretty dark turn. The end of our phone's life is actually the beginning of a huge worldwide problem. And that problem has a name: e-waste.
Now, e-waste isn't just your average trash. It's this really complex cocktail of materials. On one hand, you've got valuable stuff. We're talking gold, silver, copper. But on the other hand, you've got some nasty, toxic stuff, like lead and mercury. It's like a treasure chest and a toxic dump all rolled into one tiny package.
The scale of this problem is just staggering. In one single recent year, the world generated, get this, 53.6 million tons of e-waste. To help you picture that, that's about the same weight as 350 cruise ships. And that number? It's just going up.
So yeah, this is way more than just a growing pile of old gadgets. When these devices end up in landfills, those hazardous materials can actually leach into our soil and our water. And at the exact same time, we're literally throwing away billions of dollars worth of valuable resources like gold and silver that we could totally recover and use again. It's a lose-lose situation.
This really says it all. The linear model got us here, but we're now seeing the true environmental cost. The system itself is designed to create waste. But what if we could redesign the entire system?
And this is where a brand new story begins, a much better one. Instead of that straight line ending in a garbage dump, what if we created a circle? Welcome everyone to the circular economy.
You can see the difference right here, clear as day. The linear model is a dead end. But the circular model, it's a continuous loop. It's a completely radical shift in how we think. Instead of trying to figure out what to do with all our waste, the idea is to design products from the very start so that waste is never even created. This cycle shows us how it could work for something like a smartphone. See, the number one priority is to keep the phone working and in our hands for as long as possible through repair and reuse. And when that's just not an option anymore, then we can recycle it. Break it down to get all those valuable materials back so we can make new products. It's all about keeping resources in the game, not throwing them out.
And that right there, that's the ultimate goal. This isn't just about getting better at recycling. It's about imagining a world where the whole idea of throwing something away just doesn't exist anymore. A world where everything is a resource for something else.
Now, I know this might sound like a huge, abstract idea, but here's the best part. You, personally, have a super critical role to play in making all this happen. The shift really does start with us. A really cool way to start is just to get curious. Instead of just seeing a phone, try to see its components. This idea of doing a product autopsy, safely taking apart an old, broken device, helps us see how it's made, what's valuable inside, and how it could have been designed better for repair or recycling. It totally changes your relationship with the stuff you own. And you can take that curiosity and turn it directly into action. Organizing a community e-waste drive is an incredibly powerful way to make a real, tangible difference. It's just about setting a clear goal, teaming up with a certified recycler who'll handle everything responsibly, and then getting your community fired up about it. It's a super practical, hands-on way to rewrite the final chapter for hundreds of old devices.
Taking action like that is so important. But the idea of a circular economy also pushes us to think bigger, about the systems we support with our money and the future that we're all designing together.
Think about it this way. Every single purchase you make is a vote. When we choose to buy a product, we're not just buying that one thing, we're endorsing the entire system that created it. So by supporting companies that design things to last, to be repaired, and to be recycled, we send a massive message to the market about what we actually care about.
And that's how we can all become citizen designers. No, you don't need to be an engineer. It just means being a conscious consumer. It means asking questions like, hey, can this be repaired? Or does this company have a program to take this back when I'm done with it? Or is this made from recycled stuff? These simple questions help shape the future of design.
So, you see, the biography of your phone doesn't have to end in a landfill. It can have a totally different, more circular legacy. A legacy of being reused, of its resources being recovered, and of responsible design. The next time you go to upgrade, just ask yourself, what story do you want your device to tell?